Well, dozens of people have reportedly been killed in an Israeli airstrike on a camp for displaced people in the southern Gazan city of Rafah after Hamas launched a barrage of rockets at Israel. For the latest on the Israel-Hamas war, we're joined now by CTV's Colton Prail. Colton, should Israel be worried about the Hamas rocket attack? Are they underestimating Hamas and its tactics at this point?
At this point, this is something that is quite significant. It's the first time, Jennifer, in 4 months just about, that we've seen Hamas able to fire rockets into the central portions of Israel, into Tel Aviv. Now, at this point, no casualties or serious injuries have been reported. The majority of the rockets that were fired were intercepted by the IDF's Iron Dome, and it hasn't had significant impact. But Israel is using this attack as reason for continuing their assault in Rafah, for justifying the strike that we saw take place at this tent camp, this place that was designated for those who had been displaced. And that attack is receiving significant international condemnation already. This morning, we've seen French President Emmanuel Macron saying he is outraged, asking Israel instead to abide by the ICJ ruling that came out Friday, ordering them to halt their offensive in Rafah. We've seen countries like Spain even suggesting potential sanctions on Israel as they continue that assault in light of the ICJ ruling. Israel has been defiant in both cases, pushing back, arguing that the fact that Hamas is still able to launch strikes of this caliber, of this nature, towards major Israeli centers shows the need for that continued assault. But they are also investigating the strike that took place on Sunday. According to the Gaza Ministry of Health, important to note that that is Hamas run and that it doesn't separate deaths of civilians compared to Hamas fighters. They were reporting about 45 people dead and more than 200 injured. The IDF is investigating the strike, particularly as a result of the fires that came about from this and led to so many civilian casualties involved in this. But the international aspect of this has been quite significant. And while Israel isn't underestimating the threat posed by Hamas, we are still seeing the difference in the military capabilities, particularly of the two sides of this conflict. Jennifer?
It doesn't seem like things are, dying down anytime soon. The question is, will Israel bend to international pressure, given that what the ICJ says is not, they can't really force them to do anything? Okay, that is Colton Prail from CTV. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Anytime.